Welcome to another MUFART investigation. I am your host, Damien Ichabod. MUFART is what's the word? Amateur UFO Investigation Group. I do investigations into the night sky once or twice a week because we see a lot of UFOs around southern Massachusetts where I live. So I have a goal of getting them on camera, getting them on video, getting evidence of them on video, and that's what MUFART does. It's an evidence collection group for UFOs. I've been interested in UFOs since I was a kid. I've seen plenty of them. I've seen over 20 of them in 6 years. And I just want to get them on video, just to show off what I'm seeing. So I formed MUFART, which is a paranormal / UFO investigation group, to do this. I formed it as Terran Paranormal Alliance in 2006, I think. 2008. After I saw 3 UFOs in one night. And Terran Paranormal Alliance was changed to MUFART, Massachusetts UFO Filming and Research Team, later on when UFOs became the primary focus of it. Right now, it's half UFOs, half paranormal. I've gone back to the paranormal thing, but I don't investigate paranormal stuff in person. That's for other videos. I do it with Google Street View. Images captured with the Google Street View trucks. I try to see if there's something weird in the images. But my primary focus still is UFOs. Even though the name has changed from MUFART, M.U.F.H.A.R.T, to MUFART, M.U.P.H.A.R.T, which stands for Massachusetts Unknown Phenomena Anomaly Research Team, it still is mostly a UFO investigation group. I plan to do an investigation tonight into the night sky for an hour. I do them from 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning once or twice a week on clear nights only, or partly cloudy nights. I prefer partly cloudy nights because the things I see appear a lot on partly cloudy nights, not necessarily clear nights. Like I said, I have seen a lot of UFOs over the last few years especially. 2008 and later, I've seen plenty, maybe 1 to 3 a year, and it really started spiking up last year. In 2012, well actually 2 years ago, 2012, I saw something like 18 UFOs that one year. And in 2013, I saw 5 or 6. So I've definitely been seeing odd lights in the sky. Let me explain some of the things I've seen. The first UFO encounter was around Route 128 in Dedham, Massachusetts, right near where I live. It was back in 2006. I was riding home from a concert in Mansfield, Massachusetts, in Great Woods. And we were driving down Route 128 going up to get off on East Street, and there was this big bright area of construction coming up where you couldn't see anything once you got through the construction area, and you could only see the construction lights and whatnot. But right before it, I noticed this blue circular O-shaped light pulsing in the sky. I'm not sure what this was because it looked very strange. It looked like an O, a blue O pulsing in the sky. And right after I saw it, all of a sudden things became brighter because of the construction area. And as we drove through the construction area, which took longer than normal, once we got out of it, that thing was gone. I don't know where it went. That was my first sighting. 2 years later, in 2008, right out, let's see if I can get it here on camera, right out here, me and my family were about to go to a restaurant in West Bridgewater at the time. And we were right outside, out here, along the sidewalk, which you really can't see because it's very snowy now. But we're on the sidewalk and we're looking in, I would say, this direction. And we see this big bright star, and immediately I started thinking it might be a UFO because it's an extremely cloudy night. It was an extremely cloudy night that night. I couldn't see anything, not any stars, no moon, no nothing, yet this thing was in the sky and it was hovering there. It was one of the more interesting UFO sightings. I had a camera with me. I put it in my pocket. I started taking a picture of it, and I couldn't get it on film no matter how much I tried. And there was 2 other ones with this too. But this object was so strange because it didn't move. It hovered. It flickered like a star, but it wasn't a star. It was too cloudy out for it to be a star. I saw something very similar a few nights ago, but this was way back in November 2008, and it was my second big UFO encounter. In 2009, Another major encounter happened. It's 3:30 in the morning in May that year. I am looking out this window, and at the end of the street, right down here, there's a huge bright white light illuminating the street all the way to around this area. Illuminating it so bright that it was daytime like brightness. Most of the street was lit up so bright I couldn't see anything at the end of it. It was so bright. That was my third big UFO encounter. My next big UFO encounter is very weird as well. In 2011, I was outside doing a UFO investigation, my first big UFO investigation, because these three lights got me into wanting to investigate the night sky regularly. And I was looking the same basic direction out here. And in the sky, I noticed a bright white light that I can only see with the camera zoomed in. I tried to film it with my old pile of crap camera I still have, but it didn't show up on the camera. I don't know what it was. It didn't show up on the film. Enhancing the film didn't help one bit. There were many, many UFO sightings after that. I got several on photo. I will show you those later. I got a few on video. Some of them were simply things like flashing bright lights. Nothing really weird about them. Other ones were weird. Earlier this year, I captured a big white light that hovered through the sky. Actually, it was last year, last August. It was flickering and going through the sky back and forth. That was this earlier last year in August. I captured it. And that's one of my more interesting sightings in UFO film footage. Here's a photo I took of the UFO I saw in March 2011. Another UFO I haven't mentioned yet. This was during an investigation. This is a light I saw hovering in the sky about 45 degrees up on March 11, 2011. Sorry, 2012. This was the first major UFO of that year that I actually caught on film, and the only one. Well, actually, it was the one out of two of them, and you can't really see much of it now, but if you zoom in, which I'm going to do, you can see a banana-like fuzzy-shaped object where that arrow is pointing to. This is something that was captured in a photograph. Later on, I proved this was definitely a UFO because it looks banana-shaped. See the thing right near the arrow? That's it. I got it on camera in an investigation in March 2 years ago. I don't know what this was. This wasn't a plane, this wasn't a star, it wasn't moving at all, and one time it actually zipped up in the sky to a different position. A position of a nearby star. Weirdly. I'm not sure. This is like the biggest UFO photo I've ever gotten. There's a film that I got of a UFO moving across the sky August a year ago. I'm going to show you that right now. Here is footage of the UFO I caught on camera August a year ago. See that glowing light here? That's a street light. Okay, so don't think that's a UFO. You'll see a little flickering light to the top and right of that street light if you look closely enough. Hopefully it will show up in this video. That's the UFO that was moving back and forth across the sky I got on film last year in August. I don't know if this will show up. Hopefully it will. My new camera picks up everything, including little reflections, so it's difficult for it to pick up this because the monitor's reflections during the day kind of make it difficult to film this. But you'll see an enhanced bit of footage later on done with the filter to add edge detection, which is an effect where you can see all the shapes better. And that will show it a lot better, I'm hoping. It's a flickering little thing. It's hard to... There it is. There it is. There it is. This is what I recorded, and it's clearly moving back and forth, and I proved it later on through judging its position compared to the street light in various different frames of this video by copying and pasting them all into a big image I was able to prove it was moving back and forth in the sky. It wasn't just moving one direction, it was reversing direction quite a bit. 180-degree turns, something a plane can't do. So yeah, this is definitely film of a UFO. I just want to show this off very quickly. My investigations take a very scientific turn to them. I don't look at weird things and say UFO. I have to put them through a very long checklist to see if they are in fact something weird. The first thing on this checklist is they're all questions, and there's a yes and no field, and it will determine if I have to go to the next question or not. First question is, does the object change color or shape? If it does, it's definitely a UFO, because a lot of UFOs do that. Does it have erratic movement? Does it move back and forth like this or whatever, like, you know, like something like a plane can't do? Then it's also a UFO. Is the camera shaking and making it look like it has erratic movement? If it is, move down. If not, it is a UFO. Is it moving in a star-like direction? Then it's a star. Stars move diagonally across the sky. You kind of observe it for a long period of time to see that. Is it suddenly changing brightness? Then it's an iridium flare or satellite. If not, go down to the next question. Is it standing still in the sky? It could be a UFO for this. If it's not, go down. Does it make a sound? If it does, it's an aircraft. If it doesn't, go down. Does it appear or disappear suddenly? Then it's a UFO, most of the time. If not, move down. Does it change position suddenly, like jump up in the sky to a different position completely suddenly? Then it's a UFO. Does it zip up into space, like, you know, completely disappear all of a sudden? Then yeah, it's a UFO. Does it break cars or street lights or any kind of things that require power if they're nearby? Then yeah, it's a UFO. Is it a cloudy night star-like object that can't be anything but a UFO in that case because you wouldn't see stars in that night? Yeah, it's a UFO. If not, it's not a UFO. And that's my checklist. Every time I see something weird, I mentally go through this to see if this thing fits those categories. And if it fails those tests, then it's a UFO, but only then. I'm very scientific about the way I do things. I also have, like, you know, directions here listed, like which direction is north from where I am. How to, you know, determine if something's a planet, star, satellite, or plane. If it's a planet, I have to use a program called Stellarium to figure that out. If it's a satellite, I got to use a website called Heavens Above to figure that out, unfortunately. If it's a plane, it will have flashing lights, usually multiple ones, a red and a white flashing light, and it'll be moving. If it's a helicopter, you'll hear the sound of the helicopter. If it's a star, it will have diagonal movement. And it won't be visible in a cloudy night that's cloudy enough not to see the moon. So those help me determine if something is, in fact, a UFO. Those are how to determine if something is something very mundane like a star or a planet. Very important. I, you know, check these things out more scientifically, more rigidly than just simply looking at them and saying UFO. That's a lot of people jump to conclusions. I don't want to do that. I'm also very skeptical in the whole idea of a UFO conspiracy. I don't know what these are. I'm just trying to find evidence of them. I don't want to jump to conclusions saying this is that, this is definitely something like this or whatever, or this is that, this is that, this is that. I don't want to say what it is. It's just it's there, and I've got film. I've got it on film. That's how far I will go. I won't try to say, oh, this is an alien spaceship. This is a secret aircraft. I won't theorize what it is. In certain videos, I will theorize what certain UFO cases might be, but not during an investigation. It's all about the evidence and nothing else. Okay, it's the 16th of January, and we're doing our next investigation tonight, because tonight is the only clear night of the week, and I want to get it done before Saturday. I don't want to do it the last night if it's going to be cloudy that night, and it will be, again. I want a clear night so I can see the stars, to see if any of them are out of place and maybe possibly be star-like UFOs. I want to get them on camera. I want a clear night. I haven't done one on a clear night ever with this new camera yet. So it's a good thing that I want them doing it tonight rather than some other night where it's going to be cloudy and I can't see if there's star-like UFOs out there. And maybe if I do it tonight, I'll get more of a chance to see something unusual. I don't know. But we're going to do it tonight. And it's going to be an interesting investigation. And I have nothing really important to investigate besides seeing what's out there. I have nothing to really look at to see if it's causing some kind of thing I've seen before. That's a rare thing these days. So I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, that's why I hope we get a good investigation in tonight. Really, it's been a while since I got something on video, and last investigation was terrible. I got nothing. So But that's part of it. Unfortunately, you sometimes miss stuff. But yeah, I hope I get more than last time. Really. I'm back up here for another investigation. I planned to do it tonight. I didn't do it the last night because it was too cloudy, and tonight's the last night of the week, but it's still too cloudy. We have to do it because we have to do it once per week. So I'm doing it tonight, even though technically it's next week, but still, whatever. I have to get the light set up right first. So let's do that. Let's see. It's too bright in here for me to see the outside very easily, so I'm going to place the light there and cover it up like that. And then for about half an hour we'll look at the night sky and see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Okay, it's around 2:25 a.m. This is the first little update. I don't see anything out of the ordinary right now. It's a very cloudy night, so I won't see much star-like UFO activity. It snowed earlier today, and there's that stain on the window. Don't confuse that for anything out of the ordinary, because it's not. As you can see, there really isn't too much out here. Very bright night, though. Definitely don't see anything out of the ordinary, however, which is unfortunate. But when I do see something, I will get it on camera, I guarantee. I can't guarantee you'll see anything tonight, though. If you doubt like last time, I don't want that. But there's a noticeable red haze in the sky, too. You really can't see it too well with this camera, but it's there. I don't know if it's unusual, but sometimes it has been. So, okay, it's around 2:30. Another little update here. Still nothing out of the ordinary. That haze is still out there. I don't know what it is. Oh, that's just... I don't know if that's my own imagination, but I saw a flickering flash of light there in the sky. I don't know. Nothing out of the ordinary to report. That white light here is just a street light, as far as I can tell. Hold on. Is it? No, it's a power line illuminated by a street light. It's nothing. So yeah, there's nothing out there right now, unfortunately. Okay, it's 2:40 people. Still no sign of anything unusual. That power line light is extremely bright in my camera, though. That's nothing unusual, it's just the camera over amplifying it. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Another frustrating night here at MUFHART. I can't say that at all, but you know, maybe I'll catch something, I don't know. Tonight, hopefully I'll be lucky and catch something. Strange yellowish haze is still out there. I'm not sure if there's anything out of the ordinary or not, honestly. I don't know. Maybe it's just something in the atmosphere doing it, I don't know. Okay, it's 2:50. Still don't see anything out of the ordinary. Besides one thing, if you look up here, there's this light source here. I think it's just a window though. Yeah, it's just a window. So no, that's not unusual at all. I don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Yeah, that's frustrating investigation. 2 nights in a row. Nothing shows up. That's the way it is though with these kinds of things. When you look for them, you don't see them. When you don't look for them, you do see them. It's frustrating. Well, it's 3 in the morning right now. I'm halfway through my investigation, but I don't want to quit at 3. I'm going to stop at 3:30. Nothing out of the ordinary. Terrible investigation tonight. Hopefully I see something before 3:30. I'm not going to do updates now unless I actually notice something out of the ordinary, though. Just to be on the safe side. I don't have much battery life in my camera left. Okay, it's the last update. It's just past 3:15 a.m. and no sign of anything out of the ordinary in the skies tonight. Cloudy night, It's probably the reason why I have to pick clear nights from now on to do this stuff. I'm going to keep that in mind. I have seen some weird flashes on the camera myself. I don't know what they are. Maybe that's something out of the ordinary. And it has been very hazy out too. Weird color too, kind of reddish, yellowy. I don't know if that's anything out of the ordinary or not, but yeah, there's absolutely nothing out of the ordinary tonight. Another disappointing night at MUFART. Whether the haze is atmospheric, I don't know, but when I saw the exploding radioactive hail, I saw the same haze that same night, so I don't know. Just one of those nights. The haze is a lot thinner now than it was when I first came up here. I don't know if it's the fact that it snowed today had anything to do with that, because both nights it snowed, or was snowing during the time I saw the haze last time, and it snowed earlier today. So I don't know, but I guess it could be atmospheric. I'm not saying it's paranormal. It's just odd. And when I looked at the ground, I didn't see any sign of the exploding radioactive hail. I still don't know what that hail is, by the way. I don't know. I have no real solutions for it at this point. But this is the end of another MUFART investigation. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though I didn't catch a single thing on camera. I will be back with another investigation sometime next week, people. Or this week, because I'm uploading it on Sunday. So, yeah. Well, it's the next day, and I'm here to report that I didn't see a single thing again 2 nights in a row. 2 investigations in a row, anyway. Nothing to really report about last night. This is one hell of a frustrating investigation. I did see weird haze, that's it. And that's not really paranormal, so I can't really count that as evidence of anything unusual. So, I don't know. I just had a really bad investigation last night. It was a cloudy night. I had to do it last night because it's the end of the week. Long story short, the weather service said we were going to have clear weather last night and an earlier night this week, so I chose the earlier night this week to do an investigation. Bad choice, because they said it was going to be cloudy that night. Later on, they just changed the forecast suddenly. Same thing with last night. They changed the forecast again. They first said it was going to be clear, and they said it was going to be cloudy. They can't get it straight. You know, AccuWeather is being really annoying. But that's the reason why I had to push it till tonight, and it's, well, last night. And that's also the reason why it came out so bad. I didn't have a clear night. I'm going to wait till a clear night next week. Hopefully we'll see something. It just was a bad night for investigation. No real stuff being caught on camera, which sucks, but what can you do? Well, there was one result last night I want to quickly show off. And this is weird. I don't know if I want to categorize this as a UFO or something paranormal, but I have to show it off. Here's the footage I took. First footage I took out the window last night.
He started off, you know, we really weren't sure because he really and Shane have been here and been great players.
See that black shadow near the tree?
Really hasn't looked back. It's the one time when all the going to be aggressive. They don't have to sit there and retreat and let, you know, this athletic defensive end just power rush.
I don't know what that is. I can't explain it. It's not the stain on the window. It's not a bird. It just disappears. It even shrinks in size weirdly. I don't know. Shadow person maybe? Very weird. I don't know if it's a UFO or not, but that's the only result I got.